to talk about somebody who's struggling and feeling like, especially physically, that they're experiencing a lot of that, just, I don't know, like where it's probably a hormonal imbalance. They're aware of that, but they just don't understand even what to do to try and address it. I felt like for me that was a really frustrating part when I was like, okay, I get that I'm, experiencing this. It's not necessarily my fault or something that I'm doing exterior. Like I'm not binge eating a ton of food. I'm not sitting on the couch all day, just eating like bag after bag of potato chips or things. But I'm at the same time experiencing very low energy, struggling with weight gain, then having like low self-esteem because my clothes aren't fitting right because this is happening, and feeling like I'm stuck in this cycle and I just don't know how to break out of it, because I also don't have like the motivation to make myself go to the gym every day or only eat salads all the time, or I guess the things that we commonly reach for when we think of like, oh, we're gaining weight, this is what we do to correct that. So what are some things that you would recommend, if any?
Well, yeah, I think first of all, and this is obviously a really difficult one, but as from an outside perspective, we have to be kind to ourselves. We've gone through something devastating. Of course, our body's going to go haywire. Sleep's going to be affected. We have no energy. We gain weight. We lose weight, whatever it may be. So just kind of go. So I tend to, when I'm working with people, I tend to normalize it and go, yeah, that's okay. I think the when you have to do something about it is further down the line. I mean, I do talk in Love Untethered about how, for a nutritional therapist, I suddenly was eating an awful lot of junk food, or not at all, because, and I did quite early on kind of go with it, because I know myself well enough to know that at some point I'll remember how to make a proper meal. I sort of forgot, and I just did what was easiest. So in the book, I do suggest lots of different things you can try, and I do try and normalize reactions. So I hope, and I think for the reaction I've got from people is that that it is a bit of a guide to how you can navigate through things you can do on a practical level. When I work as a nutritional therapist, it's not one size fits all, so everybody is different. So even every griever, every bereaved mother has a different set of issues. So it has to be sort of general advice. I work a lot with supplements as well. So I have a really good supplement that's had research that's shown it's as good as an antidepressant, but it's natural. I'll use lots of things like ashwagandha for the nervous system. But again, I can't recommend anything specifically in case somebody's on medication, it's contraindicated. But I do give general advice in the book, which I hope will be useful to people, because exactly what we're talking about. To begin with, you go, what the hell is happening to me? I don't get this. What am I meant to do? Is this normal? So I'm trying to go, yes, it's normal. It's confusing. Try this, maybe do that, see if that helps. If it doesn't work, do something else. So it is meant to be a guide, as I say, as well as telling my story. It's also a guide for trying things out, finding what works and going, it's okay. This is okay. This is normal. I mean, it's not normal, but it's your body's response to what's happened to you. Why wouldn't it go, hey, why would you have bags of energy or be able to sleep? That would probably be a bit odd if you did. So it's just going, hopefully it all gets easier. And we're kind of saying it has. So anyone listening in the early stages of loss, these things do settle down. And just know, if you're feeling that now, look for help, whether it's in my book or from, I mean, also because of the grief coaching I do, it's holistic. So it is mind, body and spirit. And it is quite hard to find anyone who is doing that. So you might have to divide yourself up, and go to different people who practice different modalities. But it does get easier. But some things continue to be challenging, and it would be probably misleading for us to not say that as well,
Yeah, I think that's so important, the first part you said about just having grace for yourself, recognizing like just because it's like this right now doesn't mean that it'll always be this way. I think it can be hard for us to picture a future that's different that's different in a positive way from where we are now. I think it's easier to imagine, or for me at least, where I would naturally go is like, oh my gosh, I've gained 30 pounds already. What if like in another 6 months I've gained 30 more and I'm, 60 pounds, instead of thinking like, well, what if in the next 6 months I manage to lose like 10 of that? It just seems like it's easier for me to believe the worst case scenario, and I don't think I'm the only one who's like that.
Absolutely.
So,
but also, what
yourself
if you
grace.
just go with it and go, this is how it is today. I'll worry about losing it later. I'll just prioritize what's important right now. What can I do something? I think that the second part of the book is very much, okay, what can you do about this? But in the right time. And so we can't sort of shame ourselves into thinking, oh God, I'm doing this wrong. Why have I gained weight? Why can't I sleep? What's wrong with me? This isn't, you have to go, it's okay. And be kind to yourself. That's the bottom line. And it's very hard for us to do, to be kind to ourselves. We're kinder to other people. So imagine what you would do if you were advising someone else, perhaps, and then do it for yourself.